Story of Ruth and Boaz. Just as Jewish customs provided the way for Ruth and Naomi to feed themselves, there was a pathway for redemption as well. The pathway to redemption unveiled in the book of Ruth is twofold. It's natural, in the case with Ruth, and spiritual, as it paints a picture of our Lord Jesus Christ. This pathway to redemption was called a kinsman redeemer, or guardian redeemer. This was a male relative next of kin who was permitted to act on behalf, be a guardian of a relative in danger or need. When a woman became a widow with no children, it was this man's right and responsibility to take action. He was to purchase everything that belonged to the dead husband, care for the widow, and father a son who would become the heir. The landowner who took notice of Ruth was a close male relative. His name was Boaz. When Naomi discovered this truth, she instructed Ruth to approach him according to this custom. Following Naomi's instructions precisely when it was time, she spoke. "I am your servant Ruth," she said. "Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer of our family." Ruth 3-9. Boaz liked the idea. However, he knew of a closer male relative he would need to get permission from. Boaz secured the required permission from the other man. Soon, he and Ruth married, and a son was born. This son was named Obed, who was the father of Jesse, the father of King David who slew Goliath, the descendant of Orpah as the Talmud depicts. The women said to Naomi, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer. May he become famous throughout Israel. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age. For your daughter-in-law who loves you and who is better to you than 7 sons has given him birth." Ruth 4:14-15. To women who knew such sorrow came into great joy. Ruth's faithfulness to her mother-in-law and her newfound faith bore historic results. There are only 5 women listed in the genealogy of Jesus. Each one has a historic story, and Ruth is one of them. Ruth is evidence that your past and ethnicity don't need to define you, but it's your power of choice that can decide your destiny. Asterisk as Ruth Rabbah to this verse points out, this kiss was not a mere expression of emotion, but constituted a ritual. Naomi breathed into Orpah something of her own spirit that would accompany her in her sojourn among the idols of Moab. When Orpah did ultimately leave, she gave that kiss back, for she no longer wanted Naomi or her God.